All right, so let's just settle into our meditation posture. So a couple of people who haven't done this with me before, is that correct? I think so. Okay, so we'll just run through, I'll just run through as usual. So check your feet, if they are, if your legs are down on the floor, make sure your feet are flat on the floor and parallel. Otherwise, if you're sitting on the couch or a chair, a comfy chair in a cross-legged position, you want your sacrum to not be kind of curved backwards. Sacrum needs to be upright, so that pelvic bowl needs to be upright. Hands in the meditation mudra, so the right hand nestled in the left and the thumbs touching. And just check your shoulders are over your hips. So now we just imagine running from the base of the spine, from the coccyx, all the way up through the crown of the head, going out through the top of the crown of the head. Is this, you have a string. The string is made of light, joined, and it's pearls. So the string of light pearls. You can imagine there's someone above the crown of your head, very gently lengthening your spine using these pearls. So during the day, if you've been walking around a lot, or even if you've been stationary for most of the day, you might find that your spine is just being kind of maybe compressed a little bit. The discs are being compressed. So we want to give some air there, some space in between your discs. It's just a very gentle lengthening. And head slightly tipped forward. If your head is too far back, it creates sort of a disturbance in the mind. If it's too far forward, your mind will become dull. Eyes down, looking at a spot about 2 inches in front of you. So you might, if you're feeling a bit sleepy, you can crack your eyes open just a tiny bit to let some light in. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth and just relax the jaw. So now let's just go to the crown of the head and just relax your scalp. And relax the forehead, your eyebrows, your temples. Imagine you going into the back of the eye, to the muscles there, and just relax all those muscles. The back of the eye socket. And relax your nose, your cheeks, your mouth, and your jaw again, your ears. Now just check the back of the head. Just relax the scalp at the back of the head. Relax your neck and shoulders, and your throat, chest, belly, arms, your hands, your fingers. Relax your legs, relax your feet, and last of all your toes. And if you are sitting on a comfortable couch or in a chair, try not to lean into the back of the couch or the chair, because it will also disturb your posture, but it also gives you a signal that it's time to rest. So we need to be quite active in our meditation, relaxed and alert. So let's bring the mind to the breath, just breathing in and breathing out. And so you'll notice the sensation of the cool air flowing in through the outside of the nostrils as you're breathing in, and slightly warmer air as you're breathing out. So we think we're going to do this Vajrasattva meditation tonight, so we can continue to pull out all these negative seeds before they ripen into suffering. So we can remove all the obstacles and create merit so we can be a benefit to others. So before we start, just bringing the mind to the breath. If you hear any sounds around, just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to let the mind wander off to investigate. And just watch the thoughts coming and going. Try not to follow the thoughts, creating a story. And if you've had a busy day, or something's happened during the day that's disturbed your mind, just try and keep bringing your mind back to the breath. So now, just to remind ourselves, there is no negativity that cannot be purified. So we create negativity with our mind, so we can change our mind by creating positivity. So we're doing this practice in the as the four opponent powers, in the context of the four opponent powers. So the first of these is the power of regret. So we sincerely regret from the depths of our heart anything we have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, or in past lives. Try and think of a specific action or actions that you've done, maybe with your body and speech, some harsh speech, or maybe you've lied, something you may have done with your body that's harmed others. And so we're doing this based on the logic of karma. Given we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, so when we harm others, we ourselves will necessarily experiencing suffering in the future. So we're already having hard enough time with the little suffering we experience from day to day, or sometimes some of us have great suffering, so we don't really want any more of it. So we want to pull out these karmic seeds that we've created from time immemorial, so they don't ripen in the future. And we never know when they're going to ripen. So who do I turn to? So this is the second of the four opponent powers, called the power of reliance. So we turn to this Buddha Vajrasattva. And he has the methods we can use to purify. So we're not asking Vajrasattva to forgive us. So we are purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. So now you can just imagine about 2 inches above the crown of your head, facing the same direction as you, as Guru Vajrasattva, as we're seeing in the screen in front of us. But he looks kind of flat. So you can imagine this is like a hologram on the crown of the head, this brilliant, radiant light. And it has energy. And you can also think the Guru Vajrasattva, if you have a guru or a lama or a teacher, a trusted mentor, someone who you rely on for your spiritual practice, you can imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this way for your benefit. So he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus. His face is radiant, beautiful. He has these lotus-like eyes, and they're peaceful and full of love and compassion for you, without any judgment whatsoever. He has this sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, left underneath the right, left holding a bell representing wisdom, the right holding a vajra representing the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. He's also wearing these beautiful silken clothes in the Royal Indian aspect style. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we do need to rely on other sentient beings. So in this case, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, we try to develop compassion for them. So think of someone that you may have harmed recently, perhaps someone you've harmed in the past and in general, and maybe all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And remember those who have harmed you. It's a little bit more difficult to feel compassionate to people who have harmed you. But the reason to feel compassion for them is because they will suffer as a result of the harm they have done to you. So when someone harms you, one way to look at it is as a form of purification. So your karma, your negative seed is ripened and completed, and the other person's has just started. So make this strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings. I must purify for their sake. So next is the remedy, the third of the four opponent powers. And this is the actual medicine. This is where we do the practice of purification. So we do the body, speech, and mind first. So first of all, the purification of the body. So just imagine Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful white nectar, and it arcs around from his heart and enters into your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. You can imagine it's just pouring into you this brilliant, radiant, blissful nectar. And it sort of kind of pours out of the lower orifices of your body all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body, and it leaves you in the form of inky liquid pouring out of you and disappearing into space. And there's no pollution or harm to anyone else. And there's not one atom left of negativity of the body. So I will do the first couple of mantras a little bit more slowly if people aren't familiar, and then I'll speed up. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mempeyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpeyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpeyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpeyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinopatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpeyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dino Patita Jida Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawa Siddhi Mepayata Sawa Kama Sutame Sutam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So now be really delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified. And then think there is nothing that you could ever do other than to be of benefit for others with your body. How amazing. So next we purify our speech. So visualize again Guru Vajrasattva very happily sending powerful nectar from his heart chakra. Again, it arcs around, enters through the crown of your head, filling your entire body. And this time, forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and all the negativity just overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech, the lying and talking badly about others behind their back, all completely purified by this powerful nectar filling you. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Yuda Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Siddham Triyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mimpayata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So now feel so happy that your speech is completely purified, and imagine that it's only possible to be of benefit with your speech, with your words. Everything you say, everything you speak is beneficial to others. How incredible. So next is the purification of the mind. So Guru Vajrasattva, imagine, very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart. And these sort of arc around and enter your crown and fill your entire being. So you can just imagine, as LAMA YESHE says, when you walk into a room, you switch on a light, it instantly dispels the darkness. So this is what we just imagine here, that the minute the light from Guru Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, fills your whole body, you can imagine all your delusions instantly dispelled. So the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment and neediness, anger, jealousy, depression, resentment, bitterness, anxiety, all instantly dispelled, not one item left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So again, be delighted that all of our delusions, which are the source of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and speech, are totally purified, all gone, completely finished. And then think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness, forgiveness, wisdom, bliss, and compassion. So next, we do purification of the imprints, the subtle imprints of the negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So we're just doing an extra sweep here. So this time we imagine Guru Vajrasattva sending light and nectar. So you can imagine, you can either visualize the previous 3 visualizations one by one as we're reciting, or simultaneously if that's possible, or you can just imagine nectar and light coming at the same time, pouring into you, filling you, and just eradicating these subtle obscurations, these imprints of negativity. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasiri mimpi yata sawa kama sutame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebawa, sutokaya mebawa, supokaya mebawa, anarakta mebawa, sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sutame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida mebawa, sutokaya mebawa, supokaya mebawa, Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mipiyata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasidi mipiyata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebawa, sutokaya mebawa, supokaya mebawa, anarakta mebawa, sawasidi mempiyata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So the final and the fourth step of these four opponent powers is the power of resolve. So it's a really crucial step here, is the determination not to harm with our body, speech, and our mind again. So without this, we're going to keep falling into the same old patterns and the same old habits. So this determination, this aspiration not to harm again, is a beacon that guides our body and speech and mind in new and different directions. And as Lama Rinpoche says, everything exists on the tip of the wish. So think about something that maybe you'd like to work on. Maybe something to do with your speech. Maybe there's something in your mind. Maybe you keep telling yourself, I'm a really terrible person. So maybe try and make a determination, I'm not going to do that for 5 minutes or half an hour. Or I won't gossip between the time I go to bed tonight and the time I wake up tomorrow morning because you're going to be asleep, so you won't. So think of something that's doable, something that you can manage, that just is a little step towards changing our habits. So it's about refraining, and then just in general, try and make a vow to make an effort to avoid some of the other things that we do. So this determination not to do again is what gives us the courage to change, to make shifts. So to conclude, Guru Vajrasattva is delighted with us. So wanting to merge with your mind, he melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and you think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And Lama Yeshe used to call this union oneness. So next, Lama Rinpoche recommends that we meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So let's just place your mind in this emptiness for a little while, thinking that all phenomena are empty and that they do not exist from their own side. They do not exist the way we think they do. So just to dedicate, we'll do these 4 immeasurables. So first of all is immeasurable equanimity. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from the closeness of attachment and the distance of hatred. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. Immeasurable loving kindness. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to achieve Buddhahood. May they achieve Buddhahood. I myself will cause them to achieve Buddhahood. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. Immeasurable compassion. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. Immeasurable joyfulness. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And as a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, may bodhicitta, from which the happiness of all sentient beings comes, be generated in the minds of self and other sentient beings without delay for even 1 second, and that which has been generated, may it increase. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, may the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Supreme Vishay, you who uphold the subdues moral way, who serves as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers, honoring with 3 jewels, save myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And then for Lama Urshel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. I'm sorry, everyone, we're 4 minutes over. Really sorry. I was racing through those dedication prayers. I will try not to talk so much next time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone.